you hope they find this woman, and you hope she's alive and well. And our prayers go out to the Guthrie family for that. But I couldn't help but note that this story is being talked about a lot. Like everywhere you go, on every network, in every news cycle, any broadcast you turn on any legacy media station, they're all talking about Savannah Guthrie's mother, who's been abducted in Pima County, Arizona. Fast Eddie, do you know where Pima County, Arizona is?
That's
geographically?
Geographically, is that on the border?
That's right.
Yeah.
How many people? Yeah, it's Tucson, Arizona, and Pima County. But if you look at Pima County on a map, it is the border county with Mexico down there in Arizona. I'm just curious, and I'm legitimately asking this, independent of this very sad story. How many people do you think have been the victim of illegal alien behavior or activity in Pima County, Arizona? Let's say people that have broken into the country and committed crimes, robbed, stolen, people that own ranches down there. We've covered before on this show, I happen to know specifically someone personally who owned a ranch in Texas near the border of Mexico, and what a problematic area specifically that is for people that live in those portions of the country right on the border, because when there's no border enforcement, people breaking into the country is one thing, but then people breaking into the country and committing further criminal activity is even worse. That's another thing. Now, I don't know. Of course, we can't know, and I don't know what happened to Ms. Guthrie. I hope she's returned safely and soundly, but may I just ask you a question? What happens if we find out that she was abducted by a gang of illegal aliens, or an illegal alien or two, Ed? I just started wandering around in my head about that question yesterday. And the reason I did is because I noticed that all of a sudden, all of the mainstream media was very, very, very interested in getting to the bottom of this and deeply supportive of law enforcement. Ed, did you notice how interested everyone is in law enforcement getting to the bottom of this, and how helpful everyone is, and how hopeful everyone is that law enforcement gets to the bottom of Ms. Guthrie being found? And then I started to consider the geography of where she lived, and I started to think to myself, boy, the kids over at NBC News had better hope that Ms. Guthrie is returned safe and sound, and if she is or isn't, what they better hope next is none of this happened at the hands of an illegal alien or aliens. Because won't that make for an interesting story, Ed, if true? What's the likelihood that this was not your standard run-of-the-mill burglary? I think it's pretty high this was not your standard run-of-the-mill burglary.
Sure.
So what was it? We don't know, but it sounds pretty hinky. And I find the region of the country pretty odd. Pima County, Arizona. So I realize that may make people feel a little uncomfortable that I'm going there because this elderly woman is missing and the Guthrie family is grieving. But let's just be candid. The only reason media is going wall to wall with Ms. Guthrie's abduction is because she's Savannah Guthrie's mother. And I don't wish ill on Savannah Guthrie or Savannah Guthrie's mother or any other American for that matter, but how many Americans in this country, in Pima County, Arizona, or anywhere else across our southern border, how many other Americans have been violated, raped, murdered, and the like, at the hands of people that have broken into the country? And law enforcement, we're told at this hour, is the enemy. Now, I can't say, I know you're saying, Chris, it's a leap to say that Ms. Guthrie was abducted by illegal aliens. You can't make that conclusion. No, I can't. But I can tell you that I know, because we've covered stories about it, in Pima County, Arizona, there are a lot of stories of some pretty grisly stuff and crime that happens and has happened at the hands of illegal aliens to Americans who live close to the border, Texas too. And we're told right now that if you're down there enforcing the law, you're a bad guy. You're the criminal. So I hope I hope for NBC News' sake, I hope for mainstream media's sake, who all love Savannah Guthrie because Savannah Guthrie's in the club, and Savannah Guthrie is a proper left-winger, and Savannah Guthrie's politics jive with the rest of the American legacy media, and so therefore they are all very invested in Savannah Guthrie's mother being found, and we're being treated to wall-to-wall coverage of it. Good. I hope that Savannah Guthrie helps that case, and I hope Savannah Guthrie's mother is returned exponentially because, in an expedient way, because of all of the coverage that it's receiving. I hope that that works out. I pray that that works out for Miss Guthrie and her family. I do. And then I'll hope for all of legacy media that Miss Guthrie is not the victim of criminality at the hands of someone who has broken in, or someones who have broken into the country illegally, because if so, my, oh my, is legacy media going to have a lot to say about it? Or not. Or the story will go away quickly. So I'm going to keep a sharp eye on this too. Yes, it is an elderly woman who has apparently been abducted from her home. And yes, that is a deadly serious story, and one that makes me very sad. The story of Laken Riley jogging and being beaten to death. And women being raped by illegals makes me very sad too, but it hasn't made most of the American left and most of the media, quite frankly, that has worked alongside Savannah Guthrie and are now all breathless and wall-to-wall with missing Mrs. Guthrie's story. I find it interesting. I'm sorry, I don't know how else to do this, but to just be honest with you, it frustrates me a lot to see all these people that have given platform over the last days and weeks to people saying our law enforcement officers. Oh, and by the way, the two guys that were involved in the shooting of Nurse Pretty, did you hear this? I don't know if you've heard this development yet. They've been working with Border Patrol, not DHS actually. They're Border Patrol agents, the both of them, and both of them, Ed, Hispanic, not white. Hispanic. Did you know that? They've been working with Border Patrol since 2018 and 2019, the two guys involved in the Pretty shooting and ultimate death in Minneapolis. Hispanic guys working for Border Patrol since 18 and 19.
Targeting, and Border Patrol was targeting people with brown skin. Isn't that what they told us?
That's right. Yeah, that's right. So I hope for legacy media's sake that Ms. Guthrie is the victim of, I guess, an ICE agent. Maybe the ICE agent stormed into Miss Guthrie's home and abducted her over the weekend.